This call is being recorded.
I just did it.
Okay, thank you so much. And she muted everybody out. And I'm going to go on and get out of the way because we have not heard from this phenomenal speaker, motivational coach in a couple of weeks now. He's been traveling around the globe in Africa as we speak. So we're going to hear a little bit about that and a little bit about the motivation. And he's going to close us out today. And so with that being said, I'm going to go on and get you to our own VP of Training and Development, our own Dan Johnson. Take it away.
Hey, my Miss Phyllis, what's happening?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, all right. Listen, I enjoyed you on yesterday. What a powerful presentation on generosity. And it actually shows the grace and the mercy of God that even when we miss it, God still has us on his mind, and he will bless us if we're just honest with him. And so that was a powerful piece. I wanted to make certain that I shared that with you. Good morning, Akana family. It is good to be back with you on today. Yes, South Africa was absolutely amazing. We experienced the power of God move in a mighty way. And then after that, we saw ministry meeting needs of people on display. And we actually did our groundbreaking for our upcoming projects, which is the Fresh Produce Market. We're building dormitories. We're adding classrooms for the school that we adopted there. And it's just an exciting time. We had the government out. We had community officials out. And it was absolutely epic and amazing. For more information about what we're doing in South Africa, you can go to TEC Gives. That's T as in Tom, E as in Edward, C as in Cat, Gives, GIVES.org. And then we landed on Thursday and was right back out Friday morning and didn't get back until 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. And here we are today. And we fly back out tomorrow night. So y'all pray for the coach as we do what it is that we do. But I am super excited about being with you on this morning. What an exciting time for Akana. What an exciting time for Akana. And what that simply means is we're going into 5 years. This is the 5th year. And it is the year, 5 represent the year of grace. And so we just believe that the grace of God will be with us as we continue to move forward. But there's some things I want to share with you that's been coming up in some of my coaching sessions with individuals that have vision, individuals that have desires, individuals that have goals, but also individuals that does not really understand what it actually takes to get there. It's one thing to dream about it, but it's another thing to wake up from your dreams and be about it. It's one thing to want it and desire it, but it's another thing to work for it with the necessary discipline to obtain it. It's one thing to talk about it and watch other people as they pursue whatever it is that and actually live out loud what their dreams are. But it's another thing to not become the viewer, but become the star of what is being viewed. And what I'm learning and what I'm understanding is that there's a certain level of pressure that success takes. There's a certain level of pressure that success must have to go through. And the challenge is, as we've all heard the old adage said, that pressure busts pipes. And so if you're going to actually be successful, you have to be able to handle the pressure of the process that it takes in order to reach ultimate success. And so what does that mean? What that means is that there are moments where you cannot crack under pressure. And what I've been seeing as I'm coaching, and I'll even in a session on last night, there was something that one of my clients was supposed to have gotten done. They were supposed to have gotten it done, and they didn't get it done. And I'm the type of coach that rebukes you for not handling the business and not getting it done, because there is no substitution for the lack of execution. they did not get it done. And when I asked why they didn't get it done, they began to tell me about their how busy their weekend was. They began to tell me about all of the things they had to do, and that I was aware of everything that they were coming up against. And so there should be grace for not getting it done. And I said to them, there is no grace for not getting the job done. Not getting the job done is not an option. When you want to be a boss, you do whatever it takes when it takes in order to get done what you need to get done. And so I said, so our next few sessions, I got to help you to manage the multitude. I got to help you to manage all of the things that's going to happen in life and not allow the things that are happening in your life to become a hindrance from you producing the type of life that you want to live. And so I began to tell them of a story, and the story that I began to tell them of is another client by which came to me back in December. They had been trying to write a book probably for about a year or so and was struggling writing that book. They were struggling writing the book. They didn't know what to do to get the book published or anything like that. And so I told them if they made a nominal investment of me, how much was getting that book out worth to them? And I'm about to show you a closing technique so you can hear it real quick. How much is getting that book out worth to you? If you was able to get that book out in the next 60 days, how much would that be worth to you? And they said, there's no amount of money because this is in me. This is something I want to do. But how am I going to get it out in 60 days? And I haven't been able to write it and publish it in the past year or so. And so y'all know Coach Dan kicked in the gear. I said, give me $5,000 and I'm going to help you to produce this book. And needless to say, we did the book launch, pre-launch party back in Texas on this Saturday, and the book is out. And they've already sold, from Saturday till today, they've already sold somewhere around 200 copies between paperback and downloads. And they were so amazed that they were able to do it. But the reason they were able to do it because they had a coach that was pushing them through the pressure that it was going to take to do it. That meant when they got on planes, they had to write. That meant when they got home and put the kids to bed and all of that stuff, they had to write to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because not getting the job done is not an option. And yes, they were tired. Yes, they were tired. Yes, they got frustrated with me at times. Yes, they didn't get to go out and hang out at moments. Yes, they'd rather have done something else. But the reality is that once they reached the goal, reaching that goal was so much more pleasurable, and it superseded any level of pressure that the process for their success would have ever gone through. And that's what I want to help you to understand today, that it is imperative that you understand that when you are going through the pressure of the process for success, that pressure is an indication that you are on the right track. And the only thing that will stop you from possessing that which you desire is that you quit under pressure. As I get ready to close this out, understanding the amount of time. Oh, I got a little bit more time. And so it's very, very imperative that even now, as we get ready to go into this big 5th year anniversary, the question is, what are you going to do? Some of you, under the sound of my voice, and you know who you are. A lot of things have happened over the past couple of months. For some of you, a lot of things have happened over the past couple of weeks. Some of you, a lot of things have happened over the past couple of days. And you have allowed a lot of things to become a hindrance to what your goal was as it pertains to this anniversary. Your goal as to how many people not only did you invite, but how many people did you follow up and confirm that they were actually going to be there to participate? How many opportunities that's been given by Akana that you actually took advantage of? How much money are you leaving on the table because you got distracted by the pressure of the process because of everything else that was going on? And so, as I surmise to you, as I surmise to you today, is that I want you to go back and I want you to find the pressure points. Well, what do you mean, Coach Dan, find the pressure points? I want you to find those points that applies the type of pressure that causes you to want to quit. And that's the points that I want you to deal with. That's the points that I want you to confront. That's the points that I need you to be able to overcome. Because if you can overcome it in this moment, you'll overcome that pressure point in any moment of your life. But what you cannot do is you cannot crack under pressure. You cannot crack under pressure. I'm reminded of a story of a grandfather that was in the delivery room of with his daughter getting ready to deliver his grandbaby. And after the baby was born, and while he was in the room, there was a lot of chaos that was going on. His daughter was screaming. Doctors was calling out different things, and people were moving kind of quick and rapid and moving around. And so as the baby came out and they did what they had to do with the baby, this father, he noticed that there was blood on the floor. He noticed that was blood on the floor, and the nurse and everybody was walking past this blood as if that was not a problem. They were walking past the blood as if it was not a problem. And so finally, he could not hold himself any longer. He said, "Aren't you concerned that there's blood on the floor?" And the nurse said, "No, we're not concerned at all. It's normal. It's normal that when you're in a delivery room, things are chaotic. And there is blood that is shed and there's stuff that is on the floor, but it's normal because you're in the delivery room." Can I just say this to y'all today? Can I tell you that the indication that you're giving birth to something that's good and something that's right is the fact that it gets chaotic, it gets a little bit of messy. When you look around, there's all kind of stuff going on, but that is an indication that you are in the delivery room. And the key is not to crack under the pressure of the process of giving birth to the very thing that you desire to give birth to. And so I want to encourage you today, not only motivate, but not only inspire, but to encourage you to do three things. Number one, I want you to understand that pressure is part of the process for you achieving your success. That's number one. Number two, I want you to identify your pressure points. I want you to identify those points where when those points are hit, or when you undergo that kind of pressure, those points that seeks to make you withdraw, that says you're not going to be able to do it, or causes you to be distracted and or procrastinate. And those are the things I want you to begin to confront in your life. For example, Coach Dan got pressure points. My family is a pressure point on every level. And I had to learn, and I'm still learning, how not to allow those pressure points to cause me to abort the process of the journey of success that I'm on. That means I cannot allow other people's negligence to become my emergency. That means that I cannot allow the fact that my children are so spoiled that I stop what I'm doing just because they're calling. That means that those are, because that's my pressure point. Other pressure points is to be honest with you, a pressure point for Coach Dan is rejection. Don't do it well. Don't handle it well. And when I've come in the midst of rejection, what I have the tendency to do is withdraw. What I have the tendency to do is stop pushing forward. That's a pressure point for me, another pressure point. And so what I had to do is I had to learn, as I teach you guys all the time, rejection is a gift. and then when I'm at the face of rejection, just say thank you. Another pressure point for me is I don't like having the same conversations more than once. That's a pet peeve of mine. It irks the living life out of me. And so what I have the tendency to do in the pursuit of success, when I have to have the same conversations over and over again, I stop talking. But then that hinders my progress. And I'll stop talking to staff. I'll stop talking to my pastor. I'll stop talking to any of them but then I also stop working. Those are pressure points that I have to overcome. And I hope my transparency and vulnerability this morning will help you to begin to identify the pressure points that you have that causes you to, or that becomes a hindrance to you from going through the process to ultimately become successful. And so today, it was simply my desire to help you to understand that if you're going to achieve the level of success that you desire to achieve, then you're going to have to be willing to go through the pressure of the process in order to be successful, because success will not come outside of the context of pressure. And so you may be under pressure, but I need you to push through it. I need you to push through it, because at the end, just like the client that had a wonderful, wonderful book launch on this past weekend, the level, I got calls from her parents, I got calls from everybody saying how impactful that moment was and how transformative that moment was. I'm telling you, success tastes good. Success feels good. Success, I'm telling you, success, it causes you. And so let me help you out real quick. Success is not measured by somebody else. You are the determining factor of what success looks like for your life. Because really, a simple definition of success is the ability to achieve a goal. Achieve the goal. So what I'm telling you, when I talk about the pressure of success, I'm not talking about the pressure of somebody else's expectation on your life. I don't know why I needed to say that. But when I'm talking about success, I'm talking about the expectation that you put on your own life. I'm talking about the expectation that and the goals that you've established for yourself. And every time you achieve that goal, it strengthens you to be able to achieve another. And so I'm so grateful for those that started out and got into this, and they became pearls and sapphires and rubies and emeralds. But because you were able to reach those levels, is an indication that you have the capacity to shine bright like diamonds. But every diamond that shines bright has to go through pressure. So I am done. I hope this was helpful for you today. I hope that this was inspiring for you today. I hope that I gave you some tangible nuggets that you could take with you that will help you to navigate the pressure of the process for you to reach that goal called success. Hey, listen, Coach Dan is out of here, y'all. I look forward to connecting with you once again. Even though I'm traveling every single week, I don't anticipate missing another Wednesday for a good while. And so God bless you. And may you have a supernaturally wonderful kind of type of day. And according to our midwife, who's always there in the delivery room with us, I'm telling you, she's in the thick of the chaos, y'all. And she tells us in the delivery room to do one thing, and that is push. We'll talk to you later. Prosper.
Thank you, Coach Dan. You are right. And guys, I thought of a reminder that I would like to say before you all leave this morning. And that is, we have our phenomenal director of customer service who has diligently taken on the job of putting out those posts for I'm attending. So if there are any other people out there that have purchased a ticket and they want to display that post on their Facebook page to really celebrate our 5th year coming anniversary, please email them. Don't text them, don't call her, just email them to Sylvia at Akana. And again, we love for you to just flood the Facebook, social media, whatever, Instagram, TikTok, any of those social media platforms. Put your posts out there so they can wonder who the heck is Akana. And boy, I wish I was attending. We really do thank Sylvia Covington for doing this. This was not a corporate event. A process. She volunteered to do this. So we just want her to know how very much we appreciate it. And so with that being said, get her those pictures if you haven't done already, and only people that are attending the anniversary, meaning purchase a ticket. And so, Abena, are you out there talking about this evening's events? Please do so. If you unmute yourself and let them know what's going on Wednesday in a con. I know that you, Christo, either one. Abena, Star. I unmuted you if you're there. If you're not there, guys, they will be at the dispensary at 6 p.m. this evening doing an elevation experience. Also, I sent out a post. It's out there on your group page for all. We want all hairstylists and barbers to join us on Monday at the dispensary 1 to 3, but it's open for anybody. They will be doing scalp scopes. We have 2 trichologists in our organization, not speaking of Doris Mosley, but we have Francis Ellis as well as Melvina Cox. Both of them will be on hand. And of course, Rolene Wilson will be there as a coach for scoping. So looking forward to that event. And with that being said, guys, you know what I got to say, go out and push. Thank you so much, Coach Dan. We really missed you and we're glad you're back. Bye now, everybody.